Hello and welcome to another video from Wealth Street. In this video today, we will be talking about growing wealth starting with $0. So if you have been wondering how you can become wealthy even if you have nothing to start right now, stick around and we will show you exactly how you can achieve that. Most people, including myself, are interested in building wealth sooner rather than later. Even though if it's safer to build wealth slowly over the years by investing and becoming a millionaire by the time you retire. This video is for you if you are like most of us. Indeed, our parents were never wealthy. Some weren't even considered middle class. And based on statistics, most people in this category should not even dream about becoming wealthy based on the opportunities they have now. But the truth is that you can accomplish the things that you want to accomplish and will continue to accomplish even more. Every single person watching this video can do the same thing. What I'm going to do in this video is give you the tools and the blueprint to build wealth that I wish somebody gave me years ago when I first decided to start changing my future. And without further ado, let's dive right in. As far as I'm concerned, there are three critical parts or steps to building wealth. And the first part is the most important one. It is earnings. One of the common themes that I see is people saying things like, I want to start investing more, but at the end of the month, I only have $100. Or whatever the number is, I don't have a lot of money left over after my expenses to invest. What should I do now? There are two schools of thought here. The first school of thought says, well, if you want to increase how much money you have left over after your expenses, simply decrease your expenses and decrease how much money you're spending. And you will effectively increase how much you're able to save and invest. And while this is certainly true, I find that it's not always realistic. Sometimes you just can't decrease your expenses. Perhaps all of your expenses aren't necessities, things that you need to survive. Or perhaps you just really enjoy getting Starbucks coffee every day that adds joy and happiness to your life, right? You shouldn't have to give that up. And while the first school of thought does have a little bit of truth sprinkled into it, it's not always realistic and therefore it's not my favorite school to live by. The second school of thought says, okay, if your expenses are piling up each month, you don't have any money left over to save and invest, simply go and earn more money. If you increase how much money you earn and your expenses stay the same, then you'll have more money left over at the end of each month to save and invest. Which makes sense. And that's the school of thought that I've personally prescribed to earn more money because earning more money is the most important component of building your wealth faster. But how exactly do you earn more money? Now I guess you're thinking about the list of the best ways to earn more money like get a raise at your job, find a side hustle, all that stuff, and there is nothing wrong with those things. That's all real advice. I think it would be far more helpful and more valuable if I instead share with you guys some of the ways you can apply certain principles in your life to earn significantly more money even if you're starting from $0. There are levels to the money pyramid. The lowest level of making money is by working for someone else. This is where the majority of people currently sit as you climb up the ladder. Though yes, it does get a little bit harder and your income increases as a result. If you're watching this video and you're saying right now to yourself, I want to be wealthy right now, then the goal for you is to climb this pyramid as quickly as you can possibly. I am going to tell you the story of my friend John. After graduating college, he quickly jumped into corporate America for a job. He was a young whippersnapper ready to conquer the world. He got a job at a used car dealership. He was making about $3 an hour, which was the base salary. You heard me right, $3 an hour, because the idea was that you were supposed to sell the cars and the commission that you earned from the cars that you sold was supposed to sort of balance out the base salary. The only problem with that was that he didn't sell any car. He was terrible at selling cars because he didn't get paid any commission for the month and a half of his time working there. He made about $450 after taxes and he knew something had to change. And this brings me to my first major point. One way to earn more money is by finding a better paying job. If you are working at a place that is not paying you enough money to make ends meet or isn't paying you enough money to give you the ability to invest more, then you don't have an option. You have to find a better paying job. I mean, sure, you could technically get a raise at your current job, wish your HR department's arm and try to get that 3% raise, but ask yourself, is a 3% raise or 5 or 10% raise, whatever, actually give me enough to drastically change your life the way you want it? I'll answer that question for you. No, it's not. Statistically, you have a better chance of increasing your income by changing jobs than you do by getting the average 3% raise at your current job, if your job even gets raises in the first place. And so that's exactly what our friend John did. He left the car dealership and found another job working for a staffing agency. His second job was an improvement from the car dealership, but that right there is where he used to work as an assistant making $20 an hour. Eventually, John realized that these work hours simply weren't enough to fund his ambitious journey to building wealth. He needed to make more money, and so he did what any rational person would do. He quit his job with no savings and nothing else lined up except for a dream. He figured he'd take a stab at becoming a trader because why not? After all, it seemed so easy. He even had a YouTube channel documenting his journey. I tried day trading for a short period but ended miserably, and so after about 2 months out of work, no job, no money coming in, debt piling up and bills piling up, he knew that he had to figure something out. He then started a business that needed a website. I didn't have thousands of dollars to go and pay a professional to create a business's website, so what did he do? Well, he took about a week to learn how to build the website for free by himself using the internet. And so now fast forward, he stopped day trading, and it's the end of 2018 and he's dead broke. He needs to make money. He decided to check out Upwork.com and started trying to find work to build websites as a side hustle. And so he started building websites, and his first job ever was building a website for $5. He knew that he had to start from somewhere and he had to work his way up. Eventually, each stop got bigger, paid more money, and he was making more money doing it than he could have ever imagined. And this brings me to my next point. Another legitimate way to earn more money is by taking up a side hustle or starting a side business. The point of a side hustle is to bring in additional income on top of your regular income from your day job, and if your current job is barely making ends meet. You only have a few dollars left over at the end of each month to save and invest, and you know yourself and that's not going to be enough to help you build your wealth, then a side hustle can be just the thing that you need to help give you that extra income that you need. But if you just go to Google and type in best side hustles and click on any of the links, you'll get a ton of ideas from various lists across several websites, including yours truly. Now I know what some of you guys are thinking, but I don't have any skills that I can use to then go and make money as a side hustle. Two things. First, there are a ton of side hustles that you can start that doesn't require any skill whatsoever. And second, Raps, you need to take some time to learn a new skill. If you sat down for a week and fully committed yourself to learning a new skill, you'd be really surprised how much you could accomplish within that week alone. That's how John learned how to build websites. John just fully immersed himself for a solid week to learn all of the basics of how to build a website, and the basics were enough to help him get started with making money. You don't have to be a master at anything to get started making money with it. If you just understand the basics of how it works, you can start making money with it almost immediately. And before you know it, your side hustle gets turned into a full-time job. John is finally making real money. What did he do next? Well, he decided to start investing his money. After all, he knew he wanted to become wealthy, and investing in the stock market over a long period through compounding interest is a nearly guaranteed way of becoming a millionaire. The only problem was that he very quickly realized by doing some fast math that it was gonna take him decades to reach his first $1 million by investing in the stock market. And like many of you watching, He didn't want to wait until he was 65 to become wealthy. He wanted it now, of course, but did continue investing because that's still a critical part of building wealth. And we'll talk about that a little bit later. But I want to discuss with you how exactly he climbed that pyramid to bring his income to the next level. I fully believe that a huge part of earning more money is forcing yourself out of your comfort zone. John has kept his job as an assistant making $20 an hour. Sure, he could have done that. He could have stayed and earned $600 per week after taxes, but he didn't because he knew that to bring his income to the next level, he was going to have to step out of the boat and swim to the shore. But if he didn't do that, if he didn't take the risk, then he would have never started freelancing business. And he would have never started his blogging site because he wouldn't have known how to build a website that could rank on search. And if he didn't start the blogging site, then he would have never had the confidence to go in and start a YouTube channel in his blogging niche. And if he would never have started the YouTube channel, then he would not have the opportunities that he has today. So now you kind of see what's happening here. If you ever want to increase your income, how much you're earning, you will have to make sacrifices. There is no way around it. And listen, you will be uncomfortable. You will have to put yourself out there and start from somewhere. When starting a YouTube channel, you may be severely uncomfortable on camera. You have no idea how to make engaging content, and you have no idea what you're doing. But if you never take that step to go and start that business or that side hustle or that taking time or that YouTube channel, whatever it is, if you don't go and start that thing, then you're not going to make progress and you will never earn as much income as you hoped. Investing is still a critical part of building your wealth. Because even if you get to a point where you're earning a 6-figure or even a 7-figure salary, you still want to be able to continue growing that money further. You have to put in hours of work, yes, and some components to it are more passive than others, but to keep that machine oiled and running, you have to be willing to trade in hours, and this is why investing is so important. When you invest your money in the stock market or real estate or even crypto, your money is working for you 24/7. The best part is money won't get sick, money won't ask for vacation days, or money won't complain that you're overworking it. If you put your money to work, it will work. That's just the thing. You have to put in the work. And here's how you do that. If you haven't already, I highly recommend opening up a Roth IRA retirement account. It's a type of account that allows your investments to grow tax-free. Watch YouTube videos and even read books on this topic to learn more after this video in terms of what to invest in within your Roth IRA account. You can also invest in low-cost index funds or ETFs that allow me to get broadly diversified exposure over the entire stock market without having to do any work. Again, watch several YouTube videos about index funds and ETFs. You want to consider investing in real estate, and I'm not talking about personal residence, but rather rental property. Real estate is arguably one of the best ways to exponentially build your wealth because it allows you to leverage your money, which is something that you cannot do in the stock market. Plus, it's an excellent way to earn passive income from the rent payments from your tenants. In the end, the goal should be to invest as much of your career money as possible if you can continue to live below your means and invest all of your extra income even when you're earning significantly more income. If you can just invest that extra income, your wealth will grow exponentially faster than the average person. The final part that I want to talk about is learning. Try to learn something new every single day. In particular, learn how to be a better investor. Make sure you're constantly working to improve your craft. Okay, some people prefer to read a book or listen to a podcast or jump into that thing that they want to do. On the other hand, some people in this group take a jump first to prepare the parachute second approach. In other words, don't spend too much time trying to learn all of the small details or nuances about something before actually starting it. Getting your hands dirty and learning from mistakes and just learning from the process is what's going to help you to grow your business, and this applies to every single thing in life. If you wait until you're an expert at that thing, you will never start that thing. Instead, what we'll do is spend a year learning about that thing, and then you'll develop relevance analysis, and then you'll talk yourself out of doing it. And so, yes, learning is important, but the way that I approach it is like this: learn the basics of the thing that it is that you want to do and then start the thing as you're going along your journey. You will run into obstacles that will require you to learn something new. Whatever that thing is, learn it and then keep pressing forward. The only way it gets better is by going through the process. It's about your willingness to persevere and constantly improve your craft to provide value for as many people as possible. And that is all what we have for you in this video today. Thank you so much for watching. I hope it was helpful to you, and hey, if you have not already done so, please hit that subscribe button below and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss out on any of our future videos. Also, don't forget to like and share so that more people can see these kind of videos. Until next time, this is Wealth Street. Take care.